Hello, welcome back to my castle. If you're a sub, I'm Ben, and today we have a rather special unboxing from Christopher Ward. So before we get into it, do a quick wristwatch check. I'm actually wearing my swatch today. This is one of the made by me range. I made this while I was in Paris. It's super sort of bright, and I sort of did it for my 21st birthday with the little birthday cake. It's really cool. It's a bit loud. I don't really wear it maybe as much as I should do, so we're going with that today. Okay, so into the unboxing then. What we do, I just want to point out that CW create absolutely lovely magazines. This one came with it. This is their new C60 on the front with a sapphire dial, which is really cool. I don't really see how that's possible, but yeah, it's definitely if you get a chance to pick one of these up, definitely do. Sapphire dial is very cool. I think we'll probably talk about that in another video. Okay, so open the box. There's a nice, I have sort of taken the tape off already. Open the box, and we're initially greeted with a nice little note and the invoice. The note reads, "Hi Ben, hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything. Declan." It's one of my big pros actually, and it's sort of becoming quite well known that CW are absolutely fantastic with their customer service, and it's touches like that that really make a difference. It's a lovely heavy box. It's really nice and fitted. It's very secure. Nice of all, it's not using any sort of bubble wrap or plastic or anything like that to wrap it in, so it's sort of quite an eco-conscious packaging. You take the initial sleeve off, and then we're greeted with Christopher Ward with the written logo and their icon logo. This lovely wooden box with sort of it's almost like a leatherette kind of feel to the box. It's a very supple and it's a very nice feeling box as well. And then here we go. Gonna be sort of warranties and yep. So we've got the warranty card there, which is signed to us, which is really nice. And the warranty card. I'll talk a little bit more about the warranty in a bit because it's really interesting actually. What they offer. Lovely handbook. How to use the GMT for some fantastic artwork, giving a little sneak preview of what we have. And then in here we have a lovely little cleaning cloth as well, which is really nice. It's not all staticky like quite a few of the cleaning cloths you get. Ah, there we go. So there we have it then. This is the CW in its display box. I'd normally go for a bracelet, but to be honest, I believe this is the only model you can get the black and the orange hybrid strap for. So I thought as it's sort of bore the watch itself, we might as well. And I get a nice satisfying close on the box. Okay, so here we have it then. This is the Christopher Ward C65 Anthropocene limited edition. It's one of 300 pieces. I believe this is actually piece number 244. As you can see, absolutely stunning white dial. It's absolutely flawless. The anti-reflective coating actually really does give that kind of icy blue kind of feel that you can just sort of see around there. Things I really love about this watch is the glass box sapphire crystal, which really gives that kind of vintage feel, but with the sort of securities you get with sapphire crystal. It's got 120 click bezel. It's nice and easy to turn and just feels absolutely superb. It's a very satisfying click as well. So the movement that is powering the C65 Anthropocene is the Selita SW330. This is their GMT movement. As you can see, we have a lovely little GMT hand there. You can use the GMT hand to track north. So if you set I believe in the Northern Hemisphere, if you set the GMT hand to your local time and point the hour hand to the sun, your GMT hand will point roughly approximately to north, which is really cool. So the dimensions of the case, we have a 41mm case, which fits really nicely on the wrist. We have a 12mm thickness, which is absolutely spot on. The sort of redesign of their case, especially the lugs from CW, is just absolutely superb. as well as the finishing with the contrast between high polish and brushing. And then we have a 47.1 end-to-end lug length. So it's fairly approachable. I have a 7-inch wrist and it looks pretty good. Probably looking good down to around 6.5-inch wrist. Might struggle a little bit below there. I have a 22mm lug-to-lug spacing, which means you can fit a variety of straps without any worries. Christopher Ward bracelets are absolutely superb. It's definitely worth the extra £100 to get the bracelet, but I just sort of fancied a bit of a change this time around and just went for the hybrid strap, which I'm very much enjoying. So on the reverse we have the screw down case back, which is signed Christopher Ward Trident. You have all your sort of information, limited edition. As mentioned, this is 244 out of 300. What they mean by a hybrid strap, you have this very lovely soft kind of almost canvasy material on the top, and then below you have this lovely rubber strap. It's lovely and corrugated for maximum airflow. They're not the softest straps, but once you break them in, they are absolutely superb. Okay, so some pros and cons of the watch then. I'm absolutely loving it so far. It's definitely going to continue to be that way. The design, it's somewhat controversial in terms of CW for their design. And I am, of course, talking about the logo positioned at the 9 o'clock. I personally really love the logo saying Christopher Ward at 9 o'clock. Some people have said it should be CW, some have said it should be CH Ward, some should be it should Chris Ward. A lot of people think it shouldn't be there at all, should be at the 12 o'clock. I really like where it is and how it's positioned. It's unique to Christopher Ward. No one else does their dials like this. It's very sort of modern. It's very sort of 21st century. And I think over the last couple of years, I have sort of felt a bit of a shift, especially with the logo shift and the update on the handsets in the range. The brand are becoming very sort of modern focused, and I don't think that is a bad thing at all. I think when you have such a sleek design, it almost looks a bit strange if you have a logo that looks like it's from the 1800s and a handset from a grandfather clock on a sleek 21st century design watch. Part of that doesn't sort of add up to me. So the cores as well, the cores for this watch is really good, and I don't think it's something that it's been mentioned enough necessarily for them. This is a limited edition. They've made 300 pieces. I believe this is number 244, and it's inspired by the Scottish opera Anthropocene. The stark white dial really does sort of invoke the icy solitude and sort of conveys the eco-conscious message behind the watch. I think that really goes through into the packaging. Things like there's just that one piece of plastic that we unwrapped on the whole watch. There's no sort of bubble wrap or other plastic packaging. And actually 5% of the sale of all of these watches actually goes to environmental charities, which is really fantastic. So as we sort of spoke about in the review as well, the finish and the quality of the watch, especially for the price point, is just absolutely superb. The contrast between high polish and brushing on the lugs and the very angular kind of design of the case. And it's such a slim tapering case as well. There's really nothing of it. And the sort of how secure the bezel clicks, definitely up there in terms of quality with brands like Tudor and Bremont, which I think for a fairly new company as well, like Christopher Ward, I think it's absolutely fantastic that they're able to be in that ballpark. So my favourite thing about the C65 Anthropocene, and this is more of a Christopher Ward thing in general, is their customer service, and the level of customer service just goes beyond anything I've had from anyone else, on whether it's watches or anything. It touches like the handwritten note and signing the warranty card personally to the customer. It just makes you feel a little bit less like a customer and more part of their family and the team, which is something that I really value. And things like, as I mentioned, the 60/60 warranty, I sort of briefly touched on that in the unboxing. And what that is, you have a 60-day money-back guarantee, you have a 60-month service warranty on it as well. So if anything happens within the first 5 years, then you're completely covered. You just send it back to CW and they will sort you out. I've honestly never heard anything bad about Christopher Ward's customer service department. I know it's quite a small detail, but I think these small details really add up. So I'm absolutely loving this, as you can probably tell. There are a few things that I'm not loving maybe so much as I thought I might. Firstly, the rotor isn't the quietest rotor in the world. You can sometimes hear it, especially if you're reading or you're on your phone, and yeah, it's not the end of the world. Really not that audible, but sometimes you do sort of just catch it. The quick set on the GMT hand, it's not as smooth as it feels like it wants to be. It feels like it could be a little bit smoother. That being said, turning the crown in the opposite direction in the first position for the date is very smooth. It's very buttery. It feels absolutely fantastic. And then finally is actually the water resistance. Obviously, it's not a diving watch. No one says that it's a diving watch. It's not marketed as a diving watch. Obviously more a bit of an aviation watch with the GMT hand and the GMT bezel. 150 meters is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I feel like a touch like the screw down crown really would help. Probably go quite a long way to get that extra 50 meters. And I don't know, there's just something about the sort of magic number 200 when it comes to water resistance. It just feels more secure to know that it's 200 instead of 150. Absolutely go swimming with this thing. Obviously you don't have the timed bezel, so it's not going to be ISO certified anyway, but it would just be a nice touch. Okay, so that's our review of the Christopher Ward C65 limited edition Anthropocene. I'm absolutely loving this watch. I've done this review quite early in the morning, so I can go and enjoy it for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode. Ciao.